Hi everybody, here is my app study. The app that I will be looking at is Pleco. Pleco is an app that can be used to help you write and translate Chinese characters. This is an app that I ended up using when I traveled to China a couple months ago. And it was really neat just to be able to type in the character or type in the English transliteration and to be able to help understand what I was trying to look at. This app could be used in a classroom for students to be able to just write the character or to say a character and then figure out what that character means. This app is really great in that it can be used instead of a Chinese dictionary. In a dictionary in Chinese, it's sorted by the number of strokes and then it's sorted by radicals. And I haven't studied Chinese enough to even know quite what those are, but as someone just being introduced to Chinese, to not have to figure out all those small intricacies and to instead just be able to draw what I can see makes it really nice. So I could, on this push, oops, okay. So I can on the screen touch the paintbrush, and then down in the gray area here I can draw with my finger the Chinese symbol, and it will bring up both on the top the symbol that is most accurately that symbol, in this case Ren, which is a person, and then on the side it'll show other symbols that are related to it or close to it. So if I was poor at drawing Chinese and I actually meant this character here, I could pick that one instead, and it just really allows you to see what the characters are and how they work. I think the grant article looking at how teachers can use the devices to enhance their curriculum is really something that would work with this app. To be in a classroom where you're teaching Chinese and maybe have an exercise where there's a very complicated character of the day, and from that you have to decide, you have to be able to draw it and figure out what is this character, how does it work, what does it mean, and so that it might not be something that the students are going to be using at the level that they're at, but it could be a fun word that they might use in their everyday speaking. I also think there are a couple different videos that I watched with the 5-Minute Film Festival, but one that stuck out the most to me was the Mind Matters show, where they talked about how our smartphones are really becoming ubiquitous of our cameras and our voice recorders and all these different tools all brought down into this one small device. And with that, having this app, which also runs on a cell phone, to be able to have this really good Chinese to English dictionary that students can have with them at any time, whether they're traveling, whether they're working on homework, to be able to just draw the characters that they're seeing and figure out what they mean. This app is also great in that it does sort like a normal Chinese dictionary, so by stroke number and then by radicals there on out. You could type in the English transliteration for a word in order to bring it up instead of just typing a character. So if we typed Ren for person, it would come up along with all the other different ways that the similar spellings in English that the word has. I think one of the biggest benefits for using this is that students are just able to quickly understand and see what they're having. One thing that's also kind of interesting about this is the program works best when you type or when you draw the character in its correct stroke order. So while I can, for a simple character, try and draw it correctly, because I didn't draw it in the right stroke order, the different character comes up. Whereas if I draw it with this correct order, I'm still not drawing it quite correctly. I'm more likely to get the character that I'm looking for. Some of the barriers or pitfalls that might happen with this program is that students could instead use it to find all their answers, as with any dictionary, rather than remembering that, oh, that's what Ren looks like, that's what person looks like. I should just know that one to be drawing it in every time and just getting the answer spit out to them. But really, that's a issue that would come up with any type of dictionary that you're using. It just is a slightly, I think, more prominent one with Chinese, where it's characters instead of more words with letters that we would see in English. I think students would really be able to, with this app, achieve something that they can't with just a normal dictionary, in that they're able to write and draw and physically interact with the different characters within this dictionary, instead of just being someone who's sitting on the sidelines and trying to figure out what it is and to go from looking at it to reading it, but instead to be able to be writing it and then interacting with it. That is my review on Pleco.